It's 10:34. It's Monday, the 8th of June. 8th of June. Um, I'm not wearing a hat today, so it looks like California is repeating 2020 all over again. Like, um, they're repeating 2020 all over again. Like, really? You want to repeat 2020? That's been what, 6 years ago? Like, shit, man. Oh, bad news here. They're still counting ballots, and that Rahman, she's slithered her fucking fat ass to second place ahead of Spencer Pratt, and so it's really kind of very questionable. I'm sitting here just like, this is why I don't vote. Why I haven't voted in years because of this shit. Um, this is why political power erodes civil liberties, and it's doing it. Political power is eroding civil liberties, even for voting. For voting, you know. I mean, you should stop counting after the election happened. The thing happened, but no, they're still counting ballots. Like, they do this to screw over anybody who's not a Democrat. If I run for office, say for mayor or whatnot or governor, same thing would happen to me because I would be a threat to the Democrat and Republican establishment. We're talking about a team twist. I guess how you doing? It's like you have the liberal and progressive. You have the liberal and progressive. Um, uh, Progressive and liberal. Fuck. Talking about. You have liberal and progressive Democrats. Then you have the neocon run Republicans, who are the establishment. Dillhole Charlie. Dick Twist Dale. Um, Now, I mean, for example, again, I would be a threat if I ran for office for governor or mayor or whatever. I would be a threat because I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a libertarian conservative, and then the threat the threat I would be where they have a Democrat who would stick up behind my ass. I would drop the third or fourth because this one Democrat. See, here in California, Democrats want it to be only Democrats in their runoff. Period. They've done this for a long time. They don't want a Republican at all. At all. For the last few years, it's always been Democrat that ran because they want the party to still control California. Why? It's about money. It's about money. It's about taxing all the taxpayers here in California and everybody else. California Democrats are repeating 2020. Okay, and it's fucked up and it's bad because oh fuck no, what's this? Okay, um, but Iman Rahman, she ended up slithering her ass, gentle seeker, swearing. Um, she slithered her ass to second place and dropped Pratt to third. Which, like, dude, Spencer Pratt knows what's going on in L.A. And Karen Bass voters are voting for a communist, and she is a devout communist. Her and that Hector Villanueva or Villanueva, or his name is the former mayor. Uh, he's also a communist himself, and but in California, the governorship, you got Tim Steyer. He's 21.6%. He's behind uh, Hilton by a few thousand votes. And a lot of voters are voting, are like really voting to get Hinton down to third, because they'll be where you have Becerra and Steyer. That's what they want. They don't want a Republican at all. That's why they're doing this ballot counting still. Why? The ballot counting is a distraction, so fake voters can be used to make it only Democrat, right? Steve Hilton in second place. Spencer Pratt. My name is Dax. Hey, Dax. I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I mean, the thing is, I hear you, man. I hear you. There's nothing wrong being upset. It's natural to be human. Am I upset? No, because I don't vote. I don't vote because voting is they're trying to control your vote by controlling your voice, and it's wrong. It is wrong. You know, we the people have the right to vote who we want to vote for, right? Hey, Roxy, how you doing, darling? Voting. Look, we listen, we pay attention, we think, we see, we know, we know for a fact the election is rigged. It is rigged, big time. Yeah, yeah, that too. It's all rigged because they rig it to keep power, greedy, power hungry, greedy people in power, because they think Oh, we'll do a good job for you people. No, you will not, because we don't trust you. Like Gavin Newsom, right? Right? Well, he's only been elected twice, won twice, and he can't run no more. This is his second and last term. Now Biden didn't do any better himself. They kept him in the basement. You get him ice cream, Joe, ice cream. I'm sorry, that's my bad Biden impersonation. Joe, ice cream. Oh man. Uh, exactly, exactly. But I'm saying that I'm saying that to be sarcastic. So because the thing is, to run for office, right? I didn't really vote for him at all. People ask me who you voted for. At the time, I was going to vote for RFK Jr. at the time, during the 2024 election. I was going to vote for RFK Jr. Um, because he was he went from a Democrat to an independent vote as a independent. Um, because I thought he's running for president. It's been a first time since uh, Edward Kennedy that ran for president. Um, so I thought this would be my first time voting for Kennedy. And I'm not mad, man. Things happen. You can't control it. Voter can't control it. You know, sometimes you gotta think about what if you did vote? What would it mean? Like what would it mean? Really. I mean, if I voted, will my vote count? Will my vote be heard? I don't know. But there are many good questions we all have. Is why is the system this way? Why is the voting system this way? For the longest time, people voted by paper ballot, and the reason why they sway from that is what this new way is. It's easy to manipulate. Paper ballots, you could manipulate. That I do agree to about a smidge away, because the thing is, they prepare. They've been preparing for this for a long time. If it did happen, and I mean, we all know that the neocons and the rhinos and liberal and progressive Democrats would be like, "Oh my God, there's an insurrection." Um, Time out. Time out. No, it's called a revolution. A revolution. Okay. Now, the thing is, you got people that want a revolution but too scared to do it. They're too scared to enact the Second Amendment to take back our country, man. That's why there's the Second Amendment. Look at the Battle of Athens, 1946. Top it up. Battle of Athens, 1946. Ah. Now these days, if it happened, check this out, okay? Check this out. If we the people did that, which it's pretty much, all right, we would be accused of treason. We would be labeled insurrectionists and shit. We would be labeled traitors. And you have politicians in D.C. saying, oh, we're a threat for our lives. No, you're sitting back there drinking your margaritas and shit, jerking each other off, enjoying it while the people who suffer fighting to take back our country against the oppressive regime of idiots. Okay? And not just that, we would be accused of trying to assassinate law enforcement. Right? Which, of course, every cocksucker with the bad be like, yeah, they're trying to kill us all. No. You dumbasses are nothing more than revenue generators for the state. Yes, law enforcement is nothing more than a revenue generators of the state. That's all they are. No more, no less. What's this? That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Zoophilic orgies. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny, man. That's funny. See, we are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. Now, if I say that while I was running for office, holy crap. Oh, how could he say that we're a democracy? No. Ben Franklin said and stated, we are a constitutional republic. We're not a democracy. We are a republic. And it's funny how you see every news affiliate saying the same fucking thing. A threat to our democracy. We are a republic, asshole. Always have been. Always have been. But no, because the thing is, Democrats, whether you're a liberal or progressive, or if you're a Republican, Nick Hunter or Rhino, say, we are a democracy. Okay, define democracy and define constitutional republic, which we are. I mean, we are. We are a constitutional republic, not a democracy. You know, I mean, times are changing, right? I mean, the thing is, the reason they kept blaming Trump for shit, right? No, Walt. No, Walt. We will always be a republic, not a democracy. Add a Q&A sticker, a, a dollar for a shutout. Yeah. So the thing is, they've been saying it for years and years and years. But the thing is, the true fact is, we are a constitutional republic. Always have been, always will be. And you know, I would love to run for office. You know, um, and but I know that if I do run, I would be a threat. I would be a threat, and because I don't fall for that ideology. No, they're pushing up, and I'm not a left winger or a far left winger. I'm not a right winger or a far right winger. I am in the middle. I am who I am. I will never ever apologize for being who I am. That's being real. That's for real. That's real. You cannot be fake. You got to be the real you. You got to be the real you. But here you are. We got. Of course, we need peace and love, man. We need to chill out, mellow out, and then just. Plus, politics is the one thing that's divided the country over policies, over stupid shit, over dumbass shit. You know, what I like to see is how about live our lives where we can go fishing, where we can collect rainwater, where we can do the fuck we need for our lives, that is live peacefully and be left the fuck alone. But yet we got California here pulling 2020 all over again. Ladies and gentlemen of California, we are not in a pandemic. We are in a bullshit storm because the shit hits the fan. Karen Bass, that huge ass. We all know she's cheating. She knows she has the whole thing rigged herself in L.A. Nimon Rahman, she's in second place. How about the fucking cunt just bow out? Hello from Russia. Farah, how you doing, man? How you doing, dude? I mean, Democrats, elites, they will rig anything. Republican elites like neocons and rhinos, who are buddies with the liberal and progressive Democrats. They're buddies, man. It's like pro wrestling. Behind the camera, it's all fuck you. And behind it all is, "Hi, friend, how you doing? Hey, did you win again today? Yeah, all right." Politics is like pro wrestling, man. If on the camera, it's all fuck you, no, fuck you. Behind the camera, it's like, "Hey, homie, what's up? Yeah, we did it again. We worked another one. So do we." I would rather have Vladimir Putin over Newsom, honestly. Yeah. I would rather. I mean, I love California. I was born and raised here. I do. I love California. But I would rather live somewhere in the Midwest, some place where I could just be me. Just be me. There's places across the country where, like, there's towns where there are very minimal people, where you can live, where you can live, and you know, just insane, really, insane. But I mean, Spencer Pratt has fallen to third place. See, we all know what happened there. Demont Rahman, she's a city councilwoman that supports Karen Bass. I think she ran because she would be a interference for Karen Bass, and her voters helped her get to second place to drop Pratt to third place. And then you got the governor race. Steve Hilton, he, I wasn't Hinton, Hilton, or Tinman, or whatever his name is. He's in second place, and they're they're trying to screw over any Republican or anybody that's not a Democrat, man. Like shit. And Gavin Newsom made sure that is rigged that way. That's why Prop 50 was out. Everybody voted for it. Why? Redistricting. If a county is red, it can be redistricted before the election. Yeah. I am at 892 subs. I am about 8 away from 900. No, yeah, it was here. 892, yeah. 892. I am about 8 away from 900. And that'll be, to me, that's a shocker for me. Big shocker for me. That's a good fart. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be in it. We're going to go ahead and end this right now, and be back later in the evening. And if you're new to this channel, like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification. Always live healthy, well and wise. I love you guys. And we'll all see you later in the evening for the next broadcast. Peace out. Godspeed. Buddha bless.